Well, what a difference a week makes. A week makes all the difference. Today is Wednesday, January 25th. We're recording live, Studio B, Southside High School, 84 Harts Bridge Road. Joined in the studio today by some familiar faces, some familiar voices. We have Sherrod Office, Xavier Young, Keelee, Kirk, and I am Brad Gaskins, a media teacher here at Southside High School. Now, let's get right to the point. In this very studio, and guys, y'all back me up on this. Remember, we said a week ago, we made the bold and crazy prediction that we were going to make some people nervous come tournament time with the boys' basketball team. District tournament doesn't start for another few weeks, but last night we did have our first district game, and lo and behold, what happens? Hawks go to Medina, come out with a 63-50 win against South Gibson. The score from last night, Southside 63, South Gibson 50. Our boys team is 1-0 in District 12-3A. Now, let's go around the table. Sherrod, you watched our video highlight package on this, which, by the way, everybody can see on our YouTube channel. You were able to watch the highlights just a few minutes ago, Sherrod. What are your thoughts with the highlights? What are your thoughts with the boys team?
The boys are doing good. Came home with a win tonight.
Xavier, same question to you. You also watched those highlights. You were part of the predictions that we made last week. What are your thoughts on the big district win last night in Medina?
The win really shocked me because this is the first win in a few games. So it was a bold statement that we made.
Indeed. And if you want to talk overall record, we are 2 and however many games we played. We had a win earlier in the year against Ripley. That was by a point or two. And then our second win of the season last night at South Gibson. But again, Keelee, 1-0 in the district. I'm thinking if you're Coach Mon, if you're the boys team, you got to be feeling pretty good opening up the district with the win. Keelee, what do you think about that?
Honestly, I don't know.
It's a big win, right, guys?
Yeah.
Big win. So let's look at some scores. Now, again, everything that we are reading to you now, you can see on the Hawk Nation Southside High School Athletics Facebook page. First, let me back up before we do the scores. So we're down, I believe it was 10 at the end of the first quarter. I believe it was 18-8. Stand to be corrected. Maybe off 1 or 2 there on my numbers. But we're down by 10 at the end of the first quarter. We're up by a point at halftime, and we extend the lead in the third quarter. We hold on for the win. Here are your individual scores for Southside. Leading scorer, the only Hawk in double figures, Amari Goodman, 17 points. The others, Jamarian Burns, 7 points. Dante Lacey, 6 points. Cash Montgomery, 4 points. Robert Liggins, 8 points. Caleb Nettles, 6 points. Christian Mitchell, 8 points. Simeon Graham, 6 points. And C.J. Cole, 1 point. Now, this Friday, we have our second district game of the season, and that is going to be against the visiting Liberty Crusaders. Xavier, what are your thoughts on this Southside Liberty homecoming matchup on Friday night?
It's going to be a good game, but the matchup might be a little hard because I went to a Liberty game yesterday, and they were fouling pretty hard. So,
now tell me a little bit about that game, about what you can remember. Of course, Northside and Liberty, 2 very good teams, 2 very well coached teams. What was your overall impression? Since I didn't get to see that game, what was your overall impression of that Liberty Northside game last night?
I enjoyed myself. The game was good. Northside had a couple highlights against Liberty. Liberty had a couple of flagrancies against Northside. There was a lot of fouling going on, and overall the game was good.
So it sounds like, from what you're telling me, it was an intense physical game.
Very physical game.
Excellent. Well, we'll certainly be interested to see what happens this Friday night. Homecoming, and let's just go ahead and talk about that before we get into the Lady Hawks. All right, so homecoming this Friday against Liberty. It's going to be Hawks and Lady Hawks. Students, now this is Southside students only. If you want to get in for a discounted price of $3, that's $3 US, you need to take that money to Miss Mancini in Tech Prep Room 4 between classes this week. Again, this is students only. So if you're just a Hawk Nation fan, don't come up to Southside and try to give Miss Mancini your $3. You're going to have to pay the full price. But students, do encourage you to take advantage of this opportunity. Now, homecoming court is going to be presented. I believe it's going to be prior to the girls' game. At least that is that's been the format that we have used for the past several years. Want to go over the homecoming court very quickly. Freshman representative Lauren Pugh, your sophomore representative Brinley Merriweather, your junior representative, J.C. Butler, and your 2 senior representatives, Asia Balfour and Piper Warren. So right before the girls' game, either Asia or Piper is going to be crowned as the homecoming queen. Students, also dress-up days. As you know, today was Country versus Country Club Day. Tomorrow, Thursday, is Mathletes versus Athletes. You can dress like a nerd or a jock. And Friday is Spirit Day. Now, Xavier, I understand that earlier today you had an opportunity to speak with a cheerleader about this homecoming week. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, so Xavier, let's go ahead and go to that interview with Shay from earlier today. Let's go to that now.
My name is Xavier Young. I am here with Shay Shivers, a cheerleader at Southside, also in AV Media Production 1. How long have you been cheering at Southside?
I've been cheering at Southside for 2 years now.
I have another question. From a cheerleader's perspective, I would imagine homecoming week is a pretty busy week.
Oh, most definitely, yes.
How did y'all come up with the homecoming days?
Well, we just sat down at practice one day, and our coach was like, let's just think outside the box this time. So we just was like going off of everybody's ideas, and we just tried to do something different, and we finally picked our homecoming choices, and we was like, we're sticking with these.
What can the Southside staff and students expect at this week's pep rally?
Y'all can expect like a lot. It's just gonna be fun. You can expect us to dance, do our cheers, expecting a lot. Just it's mainly gonna be fun. Just know that for sure.
Excellent, Xavier. Great to hear from Shay. Of course, Shay, even though she's in AV1, not only is she a cheerleader, she is a very busy girl. She also anchored our first Hawk TV of the season or of the semester, whichever one you prefer. And you can watch that right now on our YouTube channel. Okay, now let's talk Lady Hawks basketball. And I don't really know. Let me just give you the score. Last night, Medina, we did win the game. Lady Hawks 55, South Gibson 52. Hey, we improved to 20-0 overall. We're 1-0 in the district, but got to tell you, we just didn't play very good. We just did not play very good. I don't think, and this is my opinion and my opinion only, I don't know that our girls went in there ready to play. I do know that South Gibson showed up ready to play. I do know that South Gibson was upset-minded. They had a great home crowd there, and they were looking to beat us, and by golly, they almost did. Probably not our best game of the year, but hey, if you can have a not-so-good game and still get a district road win, that is a very good thing. All right, let's look at some scores. Albany Collins 22 points. Tamia Lawson 11 points. Also had 10 rebounds. Jakara Anderson had 4 points. Jaden Askin 6 points. Akira Lacey 2 points. Rihanna Kemp 2 points, and Kamora Curry 8 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals. She was selected by head coach Brent McNeal and assistant coach Adrian Comer as the Lady Hawk player of the game. State rankings. They were released. It was on either Monday or Tuesday. Southside is now in sole possession. This is girls, sole possession of the number 1 spot in Class 3A. Last week, when the first poll came out, we were tied with Upperman. Well, Upperman lost, so now we are in sole possession of first place. Let's look at the remaining top 10. Number 2, Livingston Academy. Number 3, Upperman. Number 4, Elizabethton. Number 5, Creekwood. Number 6, Greenville. Number 7, Cumberland County. Number 8, Dyer County. Number 9, White County. Number 10, there they are, South Gibson. And again, thought South Gibson played well last night, and I just didn't think that we played very well. And Keelee, I understand that earlier today you sat down and talked with Coach McNeal, and I think he pretty much told you they didn't play the best game. Am I right about that? All right, so let's go ahead at this point, and we will go listen to Keelee's interview earlier today. Head Lady Hawks basketball coach Brent McNeal.
You got the first district win last night in Medina. It's got to feel good to get the win, but I can't help but think that you weren't thrilled with the team's performance. Am I wrong?
No, you're correct. Just out of a sense of what Southside basketball is all about, I don't think we played up to expectations.
Big homecoming game against Liberty on Friday. What are your thoughts on that game?
It's homecoming, so it's for the kids. You know, hopefully we get out there and put on a better showing. go out here and have a little bit of fun and just let everybody see what we're really capable of doing.
I know y'all have some shirts that say seek respect, not attention. Can you tell us something about that?
Oftentimes, some people kind of look for attention from other people. That's not what the goal is for us. We just want to give respect. And I think last year we kind of grabbed some of that from the state, but just hoping to get a little bit more this year.
How are the freshmen developing this year?
My 4 freshmen are doing really well. They're gravitating to learning. They're receptive. They try to implement what we ask them to do. So those 4 have a really bright future ahead.
Y'all are ranked number 1 in the state. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't put much stock into it. Rankings don't really mean a whole lot. Depends on what happens at the end of the year.
Coach, thank you for stopping by. Is there anything you want to add or throw out there?
Just the last thing, we would love to see more people in the stands. Students, faculty, staff, anybody would just like to see more people coming to the games.
Thank you, Keelee. Excellent interview earlier today. Southside head coach Brent McNeal. Again, the Lady Hawks will play Liberty this Friday for homecoming. Now, Sherrod, let's bring you back in here. What are your thoughts on the Lady Hawks and kind of where they're at this point in the season?
So the Lady Hawks are dominant this season.
Dominant this season. That's really the only way you can put it. You look at the way that we've been beating some people. The scores have been totally lopsided. But again, I think last night just goes to show that no matter how good you are, no matter how talented you are, you've got to show up ready to play. And again, that's not taking anything away from South Gibson. They're an excellent team, very well coached. But again, just don't think that was our best game. All right, last up today, moving on from basketball, we have some softball news. Xavier, what do you got for us?
Since our last episode of Hawk TV, we had a softball player named Alyssa Cliff signed with Itawamba Community College. Cliff pitches and plays outfield for the Lady Hawks. Her freshman season was canceled because of COVID. As a sophomore, she had 143 strikeouts with an ERA of .913. As a junior, she had 140 strikeouts with a 1.48 ERA. Combined, she averaged 1.8 strikeouts per inning through 2 seasons.
Excellent. Thank you for that, Xavier. And I believe, guys, I'm looking at my notes here. Are we missing anything?
No, sir.
All right. Well, let's go around the table one last time. Last word. Sherrod, what do you got? Last words, buddy.
Southside will be dominant in the tournament. Promise you that.
Amen. Xavier, what do you got for us?
Hopefully we can keep our heads up during district tournaments and keep our winning streak going.
And Keelee, Kirk.
Hopefully the boys keep doing what they're doing good,
Indeed.
Maybe they can win more games.
I think they can definitely win more games. And, guys, I got to be honest, I think the key is we need a big home crowd here Friday night. I know you look at the boys' record and you're thinking, we've only won 2 games. Yeah, but we're 1-0 in the district. This is a game against a Jackson rival. I think we need the place packed. And, again, as we told you earlier, you can get in for $3. Keelee, go ahead.
I just wanted to say something. Like you said, we should have a big crowd because one time I was at cheer practice and my cheer coach was saying, when we have more people to cheer us on, we do better. So, if we have, a bigger crowd and they're cheering us on, maybe the boys will do better.
And I agree. You cannot overemphasize the importance of, the home court advantage. And I think we need to make sure that our Lady Hawks and Hawks have that this week. All right, for Sherrod Office, for Xavier Young, and for Keelee Kirk, all freshmen in our AV1 media production class here at Southside. For them, I am Brad Gaskins, media instructor here at Southside High School. We hope you have a great rest of your day. You can check out, again, all the stats that we've given you. Those are on our Hawk Nation Southside High School Athletics Facebook page, and we have highlight reels up on our YouTube channel from both the boys and girls. We hope you have a wonderful rest of your afternoon.